Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My story, it goes on like this. I want to confess that after I had learned that my husband was dating another woman from the same location where we were staying, and she was pregnant for him, I then went and I fought with that girl. We ended up fighting so bad that I kicked her in the stomach. When I saw that she was overpowering me, she then started bleeding and she was crying. Then I ran away. So she did not lose the baby. That is why the community did not call the police. That same time when this thing happened, I think maybe it was after a month, that was when I heard that she had lost the baby and she had some infections of some sort. I never thought much about it, and I was happy that my husband was never going to visit her. But what was happening with this woman was that she kept on bleeding and she was losing a lot of blood. She would go to the hospital. She would be given some medication. There was this other woman who was staying at the place where she was staying. So this woman was the one who was giving me all the necessary information. It then happened that her womb got so much infected that she passed away. So after she had passed away, that was when I started to see her a lot in my dreams. I kept on seeing her in my dreams. So I just thought that since she was someone whom I had fought with and she had passed away, and maybe it was the reason why I kept on having these strange dreams about her, and I was just scared because I had fought with her, and after she had lost her baby, she passed away, and I was thinking that it was all because of me. I just thought that maybe I was being nervous and scared, and it was just another dream. After I had that dream, I can say that maybe 2 days later, I had a very terrible headache, and it was as if there was someone who had hit me with a brick. The way that my head was so painful. She came to my dreams again and she said, I know that you think that you are just sick, but you need to understand that I am the one who is making you to be sick like this. I want you to go back and to speak with my parents, to tell them that you are the one who killed me. So yes, you have to go there and tell them that you are the one who caused me to die. You need to go to my parents, even though you are pretending going to church, but you need to know that you and I, we have unfinished business. She then said that the reason as to why I can't rest in peace, it is because of you. My heart has so much pain. The place where I am going to rest, whenever I go to the big gate, I am being told that you cannot be here because you need to return back. So I need you to go and explain to my parents that you are the one who killed me. Brother Nashi, I could never do that. I was scared that if I go and tell her parents that I killed her, I would lose my marriage. I would even go to prison for that. So I ignored. She kept on coming back to me saying that you are ignoring me. Why are you ignoring me? Why are you not telling my parents that you killed me? I then lost my child. That was the punishment that she gave me. She would come to me and she will say, I did not want to kill your child, but because of the way that you are so stubborn, you are going to lose your child. Why don't you just go to my parents and speak with them? Tell them that yes, you fought with me and you are the one that caused me to die when you kicked me. Just tell them so that I can forgive you, because at the place at that big gate where I am right now, they are saying that there is no place for me because my heart is full of pain. So I've come here because I want you to understand that for me to be able to rest in peace, you need to do what I want you to do so that I can forgive you. Because the place where I am supposed to go and rest, but I cannot rest unless if I forgive you. And they keep on sending me back to you. At that moment, when she was telling me all of these things, sometimes she would appear and sometimes I'll be sitting down and she will just appear and she will start to talk with me. One day my husband was like, what is wrong with you? This was after I had shouted, and then he said, what is wrong with you? I did not realize that I was busy talking to myself. That was the only time when I let out some sound, because when I was speaking with the ghost of this woman, I will only be moving my lips in a weird way, but she will be hearing me and I will be hearing her. So my husband noticed that there was this weird behavior that I was doing. When he said, "What is wrong?" then I shouted because I got so scared and I panicked. I then told him that I could not even understand what was going on, and I was scared that if he keeps on seeing me talking to myself, maybe one day he was going to be very suspicious of me. I then went to this other healer that I knew. The man was staying in Kempton Park, so he's a traditional healer. When he came to South Africa, because he was trying to make quick money, he comes from our village as well. He pretended to be a prophet and he uses a lot of magic. And I know that he is not a true prophet. As for me, if it was not that I was desperate, I would not go to him, because there is this other certain kind of power that he has. And this man, even though he has the power to confuse you, but deep down he is just a fake magician. There is this powder that most of these prophets that are from Zim or traditional healers use. So this powder, when they are with you, maybe in your home, they mix it. It is sort of like a science experiment. And when you mix different chemicals, those chemicals, they can start to burn by themselves. So they can do that in front of you, and you'll think that this man, indeed, he is a traditional healer. So this is what this man used to do to make a lot of money, by using his magic tricks to make people believe that maybe it is a South African family. He tells them that your neighbors are busy bewitching you. If it is someone that is from Zim, it is obvious that they came here to find a better job that pays them better. And then he would tell them that your relatives back home are the ones that do not want you to succeed. In that moment of desperation, I knew that the man was a fake prophet, a traditional healer, a magician. But I knew that if I go to him, at least he can give me real healers that can help me. I went to Kempton Park at his office. We spoke and I told him that I was witnessing the spirit of the woman that I had killed. He then said, "Okay, it is fine. We can make a plan." At that time, we then communicated with another traditional healer that is from Malawi. So that is how I ended up doing some rituals. This healer from Malawi then told me that the spirit of this woman was very angry with me. The only way that I could protect myself and my other kids was to become a ritualist. I was then told that we needed to catch her spirit, to trap her spirit. I bought a mayonnaise, that mayonnaise that is sold in a glass bottle. I was told to remove the mayonnaise and leave it empty. I then wrote a name, and I did this on a red piece of cloth, and then I put some needles, 6 of them, as well as an egg inside, and I closed it. The healer then tied it with a red cloth, and he told me to go and throw it in the ocean. I did not even have money, but he told me that for me to be able to free myself, this was the first step to block this spirit. I ended up doing that. I went and I threw this empty mayonnaise bottle in the ocean. I visited one of my sister who stays in Cape Town. I did not have money, but I just went there to complete this ritual. We went to the beach there in Cape Town. I then dumped the bottle that had a spirit inside. I returned back to Joburg and we continued with the rituals. I was then given some charms, and I was told that these charms, I was supposed to use them for at least 6 months, and one of my relatives was going to die, and a relative of my own choosing. So it was difficult for me to choose, and it was a hard decision, but I ended up choosing my uncle, not because he did something bad to me, but unfortunately, amongst my mother's relatives, he was the one whom I saw that his life was at least useless. He was living a useless life, so I chose him. I was told that I needed to sacrifice from my mother's side, since she was the one who carried me in her womb first before I knew the world. Then after that, I'll sacrifice for my own bloodline. I sat down and I thought about it. And then after 6 months, he passed away. He became so sick. He had cancer all of a sudden. And when he died, I was told to use as much as I could on his funeral. I bought the coffin. I even bought 2 goats, even though we could not even afford to buy a cow at his funeral. I did everything at my uncle's funeral, and that is how I became a ritualist. I did these rituals trying to protect myself, and I was scared because I kept on seeing the ghost of this woman whom I had fought with, who was my husband's mistress. I am looking forward to at least repent one day, to ask God for forgiveness when I am ready. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.